Gwen Garcia, the Fearless Heart of Cebu, net worth, lifestyle, personal story and unstoppable legacy. Picture the rhythmic beat of Cebu's Sinulog drums, the scent of seawater rolling in from the Mactan Channel, and amid the festival swirl stands a woman whose presence is equal parts grace and steel. Gwendolyn "Gwen" Garcia isn't merely a name etched on government seals. She's a living narrative of perseverance, familial devotion, and bold governance that continues to shape the Queen City of the South. In the next few minutes, we'll journey from her humble childhood corridors to the gilded halls of provincial power, unveiling the sacrifices behind every decisive speech and the cost of every signature she pens. We'll peel back the curtain on how she invests her millions, the routines that fuel her tireless days, and the heartbeats that matter most once the cameras fade. Stay with us as we uncover the breathtaking rise, the fiery controversies, and the unstoppable spirit of Governor Gwen Garcia, a story that proves destiny belongs to those brave enough to claim it. Early life and background, roots of resilience. Born October 12, 1955 in Cebu City, Gwendolyn Garcia grew up enveloped in public service. Her father, the late Pablo "Pabeling" Garcia, himself a congressman, governor, and one-time deputy speaker, often took young Gwen along on community visits, teaching her that leadership begins with listening. Her mother, Judge Esperanza Garcia, balanced firm discipline with maternal warmth, instilling unshakable values, faith, academic excellence, and an almost sacred respect for Cebuano culture. Gwen's childhood home thrummed with spirited debates over law and governance, and she quickly learned to articulate opinions while still minding her elders. A scholar at St. Teresa's College before finishing a degree in marketing at the University of San Carlos, Gwen excelled not by chasing grades alone but by soaking up the stories of ordinary Cebuanos who carried extraordinary dreams. Long before she held elective office, she hustled in private enterprise, helping steer the family-owned construction firm toward national projects. Those formative years sharpened her grasp of budgets, deadlines, and the delicate dance between assertiveness and diplomacy, skills that would become her trademarks on the political stage. Net worth and real estate, wealth with purpose. Power in the Philippines often invites scrutiny, and Gwen's fortune is no exception. According to her latest publicly available statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, observers peg her personal wealth between $3 million. A significant slice rests in prime Cebu real estate, ancestral parcels in Carcar, a coastal retreat in Badking the Cerulean Tañon Strait, and condominium units that double as strategic city bases. Her investment philosophy is pragmatic. Land never depreciates on a growing island, and hospitality ventures spur jobs for her constituents. Beyond bricks and soil, the governor holds diversified portfolios, blue-chip Philippine stocks, a stake in the family construction empire, and modest holdings in eco-friendly startups. While critics attempt to paint these numbers in dark hues, supporters counter that every peso is documented and that she reinvests dividends back into community programs. In a nation craving transparency, Gwen's willingness to open her books distinguishes her from peers who prefer opacity over accountability. Lifestyle and public image sequined barongs and sunrise routines. Step into Gwen's pre-dawn world and you'll find disciplined rituals. She rises by 4:30 a.m., brews native Barako coffee, and logs a brisk treadmill run while scanning provincial reports. Her wardrobe, immaculately tailored Filipiniana tops bedecked with hand-sewn beads, fuses cultural homage with contemporary flair, sparking countless Pinterest boards under modern Filipina power dressing. Weekends often see her spearheading coastal cleanups or dancing the traditional Sinulog steps alongside senior citizens. Proof that governance can wear a smile. Yet luxury remains present, a gleaming pearl-white Mercedes-Benz S-Class for state functions, a vintage 1967 Mustang inherited from her father for leisurely rides along the Trans-Central Highway, and a curated selection of heirloom jewelry she pairs with local artisanal pieces. What truly fuels her, confidants say, is not opulence but impact. Her social media feeds spotlight scholarships, microloans for fisherfolk, and newly lit barangay roads more often than personal vacations. In an era of curated perfection, Gwen's blend of authenticity and showmanship keeps cameras clicking and critics guessing. Personal life and family, heartbeats behind the headlines. Behind the stern podium persona lies a mother fiercely protective of her 4 children: Nelson, Christina, Paolo, and Marino. Eldest daughter Cristina Frasco has already etched her own mark as Philippines' Secretary of Tourism, proof that the Garcia influence transcends generations. Family dinners in their La Hague residence become symposiums where politics mixes with laughter, the governor insisting that each voice, grandchild or grandparent, holds equal weight. Romantically, Gwen is famously private, navigating heartbreak and companionship away from relentless spotlights. Close circles hint at a steadfast partner who shares her love for classical guitar and finds peace in Cebu's inland waterfalls. Faith is her compass. Sundays are reserved for Mass at the Basilica Minor del Santo Niño, where she kneels not as a governor but as a grateful daughter of Cebu. These intimate rhythms, quiet prayers, grandchildren's giggles, strummed melodies, form the unseen scaffolding that supports her public battles. Strip away protocols, and you meet a woman whose ultimate office is the human heart. Rise in public service, a voice that wouldn't be silenced. After years managing corporate negotiations, Gwen accepted what seemed inevitable. The Garcia legacy of public service was calling her name. In 2004, she shattered glass ceilings by becoming the first female governor of Cebu, a province with a population rivaling entire nations. Her inaugural term leaned on a laser focus: infrastructure, tourism, and the revival of Cebuano heritage. Roads were widened, rural barangays gained reliable power, and festivals like Sinulog and Pasigarbo sa Sugbo exploded in global popularity, boosting local enterprise. Re-elected twice in quick succession, she earned the moniker Iron Lady of the South, a nod to her uncompromising stance on fiscal discipline and cultural pride. Yet her meteoric ascent was no fairy tale. In 2012, a controversial suspension order, later deemed politically motivated, forced her out of the capital for 6 tense months. Gwen refused to cower. She occupied her office nightly, transforming the standoff into a symbol of defiance. When voters returned her to Congress in 2013 and again to the governorship in 2019, the message rang clear: Cebuano faith in Gwen is tempered, tested, and ultimately unbroken. Legacy, influence, and controversies, fire-forged impact. No transformative leader walks unchallenged. Gwen's opponents decry what they call strong-arm tactics, pointing to budget reallocations or her staunch refusal to cede provincial properties to national agencies. Environmentalists once bristled over quarrying permits. Health advocates questioned her swift easing of pandemic restrictions. But supporters counter with metrics: farm-to-market roads that cut travel times by half, a tourism boom that funnels billions into local pockets, and record-breaking provincial savings credited to her cost-cutting crusade. Even the Supreme Court has weighed in on disputes, often vindicating the governor's positions. Beyond numbers, her true legacy might be the renewed Cebuano pride now palpable across generations. She resurrected obscured folk dances, revived the Cebuano language in official functions, and emblazoned the province's cultural tapestry onto a global stage. Whether idolized or criticized, Gwen Garcia has ensured that governance in Cebu will never again be a quiet affair. Conclusion: a call to reflection and action. From the dusty classrooms of her youth to the marbled halls of power, Gwendolyn Garcia's journey reads like a symphony: soft strings of compassion, booming drums of defiance, and triumphant brass of progress. Her story reminds us that leadership is less about flawless records and more about relentless commitment to the people who believe in you. So, as the Sinulog drums fade and the lights of the capital glow against the Cebuano dusk, ask yourself, what legacy will you dare to carve? If Gwen Garcia teaches us anything, it's that audacity stitched to empathy can redraw the contours of an entire province, and maybe, just maybe, ignite the courage within our own hearts. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts on Governor Gwen's fearless style, and subscribe for more deep dive stories into the lives and legacies of extraordinary leaders.